Let's take a detailed look at the interactions between the spirit, the perispirit, and the physical body, reflecting on how the individual's moral behaviors and attitudes can affect not only their health, but also the manifestation of physical and spiritual characteristics throughout several existences. Selfishness and other selfish attitudes create a dense and toxic spiritual fluid that accumulates in the perispirit, and this negative energy is gradually transferred to the physical body as the being reincarnates. This fluid not only contributes to energetic imbalances, but also directly results in illness and health problems. For example, in the case of tuberculosis, the proliferation of microorganisms responsible for the disease is a consequence of impure spiritual energy, resulting from wrong choices made in previous incarnations. These spiritual influences shape the behavior, health, and living conditions of a human being, and are responsible for the various forms of suffering and physical discomfort that he or she may face throughout his or her existential journey. The immortal spirit, during its evolution trajectory, accumulates energies and spiritual fluids that, although immaterial in nature, have profound and direct effects on the physical body. The incarnation process serves as an opportunity for the being to purge these negative energies from the perispirit and transfer them to the physical body, where they can be worked on and purified. However, this process does not happen instantly or completely, which means that the spirit, on its journey of self-discovery and evolution, needs to go through several incarnations to be able to truly purify itself. In this way, physical suffering, illnesses, and difficulties faced by the individual in their life are not seen as divine punishments, but as reflections of choices made in past existences. Selfishness and attachment to material issues not only harm physical health, but also retard the spiritual progress of the individual, who, by ignoring divine laws and collective well-being, ends up creating the conditions for his own spirit to become imprisoned by his instinctive and selfish nature. The proposal presented goes beyond the conventional view of medicine, which often sees diseases only from a physical and biological perspective. Diseases, such as tuberculosis, are not caused only by germs or viruses, but by the manifestation of energetic imbalances on the spiritual plane that materialize in the physical body. These spiritual imbalances would be the true fertile ground for the manifestation of diseases, since the perispirit in an impure and selfish state creates a favorable environment for pathogenic germs to find favorable conditions to multiply. Therefore, spiritual treatment and moral self-transformation would, according to this view, be as important as conventional physical treatment, since true healing would occur through the purification of the spirit and the change in internal attitudes. By cleansing the perispirit of negative energies, human beings would not only be preventing illnesses, but also paving the way for a more harmonious and fulfilling life, in accordance with the principles of love, charity, and self-overcoming. Thus, understanding the disease goes beyond biology and enters the spiritual field, showing how moral and spiritual choices directly affect physical health. The health of the physical body is intrinsically linked to the vibrational state of the perispirit. When the spirit dedicates itself to the practice of virtues, such as love for others, generosity, and patience, it is capable of subtilizing its perispirit and purifying the energies that surround it. This purification process may be slow, but it is essential for the spirit to be able to free itself from material and selfish influences, and achieve a state of physical and spiritual balance. In this way, a person who dedicates himself to moral and spiritual improvement will not only be approaching divine laws, but also creating the necessary conditions for his physical body to remain healthy and strong. Harmony between the spirit and the physical body depends on this vibrational tune, which is only achieved through the constant practice of virtues and the search for a more balanced life aligned with spiritual principles. Thus, true health is not restricted to physical care, but also involves deep care for the spirit, which, when purified, ends up reflecting this purification in the body. Contrary to what is often believed, health is not only the result of external factors, such as diet and environment, but also of internal cleansing that can only be achieved through spiritual transformation. Another important point is the role of the perispirit in defining the physical characteristics of the human body, such as height, appearance, and even predisposition to certain health conditions. According to this view, the perispirit acts as a matrix that determines the physical characteristics of the body, including those associated with genetic characteristics, such as height, face shape, and other peculiarities. Although genetic factors play an important role, the true origin of these characteristics would be in the perispirit, which is the spiritual plane of the human being. In many situations, an individual's physical characteristics can be the result of a spiritual configuration that dates back to past incarnations, where the spirit, through its perispirit, designed its shape according to its evolutionary level and the missions it would need to fulfill. In some cases, height or other physical characteristics may be a way for the spirit, even unconsciously, to express something about their spiritual journey. Thus, the physical body would not only be a biological reality, but also a manifestation of the state of the spirit, which, in turn, is a continuation of what was experienced in other existences. Furthermore, the spirit's interaction with different worlds and planets may explain the variations in physical characteristics observed in different human beings. The concept of exchange between spirits from different planets may seem exotic, but it is an attempt to explain why some people may be born with physical characteristics that are unusual or unexpected in a given environment. For example, gigantism or dwarfism, which are often considered genetic anomalies, could be explained by the influence of a perispirit that brings with it the characteristics of a spirit from a different planet, with a different physical environment. In this sense, the spirit, when reincarnating in different worlds, brings with it a baggage of characteristics that are adaptive for that new environment. The perispirit, therefore, would not only be a reflection of the present, but a spiritual memory that bears the marks of past experiences, not only in terms of behavior, but also in the physical conditions that the body will manifest. In this way, the physical characteristics of a human being would be seen as a continuity of the spiritual journey of the spirit, which carries with it the influences of the worlds it has visited and the incarnations it has lived. Finally, the human body, regardless of its size or physical characteristics, is only a temporary instrument for the spiritual evolution of the being. The spirit is not defined by its physical body, but by the experiences and choices it makes throughout its incarnations. The true goal of life, according to this view, is the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment, and the body, whether large, small, or otherwise, is merely a tool for achieving that goal. The idea of achieving the wedding robe, a metaphor for spiritual purity, means that the spirit must transform and purify itself until it reaches a state of immaculateness, where it is ready to unite with the divine in a wedding of the Lord. This union represents the culmination of spiritual evolution, when the spirit reaches perfection and is able to participate in divine communion. The journey of the spirit, therefore, is a continuous search for transcending material limitations and approaching universal and divine laws, with the body being just a means for this great transformation. If you are interested in this reflection on the relationship between the spirit, the perispirit, and the body, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. This helps us bring more content like this to you. Share this message and come grow spiritually with us.